You're listening to the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. How we doing? How we doing? My, the Chicago Sky. Kamilla Cardoso, Las Vegas Aces, Chicago Sky. They're going to hit up. I'm going to tell you this right up from the heads up. The Chicago Sky are staged. They're poised to upset the Las Vegas Aces. And I'll put it flat out to you. The Chicago Sky can beat the Las Vegas Aces. There's no doubt about it. They've had some up and down. Angel Reese has broken the WNBA record, and now we can get back to just playing regular basketball. And believe it or not, the Chicago Sky are poised to jump in there and, let me tell you, beat the Las Vegas Aces. Now, if you look at it and you take a look back at it, let's take walk back. Okay, the Las Vegas Aces, okay, in Chicago beat the Chicago Sky, 95-83. There's no doubt about it. And who was the star of that game? A'ja Wilson. 31 points, backed it up. Kelsey Plum and Jackie Young, 21 and 22 points, respectively. And if you look at that game, the Angel Reese had 18. Okay, Cardoso was all the way down to 5 points, and that could be a big difference factor. And that's why I'm telling you the Chicago Sky are poised to upset the Las Vegas Aces. Now, if you look at that, that goes all the way back to Mabry when you move that Chennedy Carter. So that's going a while back, but let's get back a little closer. The last time they took the court, they closed the gap 77-75. It was a big game. Obviously, A'ja Wilson was held to 20 points. They went across the board. Gustafson, 13. You had Chelsea Gray. Contributed 11, was a +7. The news is Chelsea Gray is going to be out playing against the Las Vegas Aces. So she's going to be out of the ball game, and that's going to be a big upside going down right there for the Las Vegas Aces. It gives them a little advantage where they can kind of take the game and run with it if you allow them to do so. And it's just going to come down to Angel Reese. There's no doubt about it. Angel Reese is going to have to play a big role in this game tomorrow. And now that you've got away from Angel Reese and the rebounding, everything you need to there, and let me tell you where I'm going with that, because Angel Reese can turn the corner on this. And what Angel Reese needs to do, Angel Reese now needs to play defense and score points. That's where I'm going with this. Angel Reese needs to play defense and score points. If Angel Reese can step that up in that arena, play defense and score points, the Chicago Sky are going to be able to win, because here's why. You're getting something. You're going to get a blessing coming back your way. Okay, when I say a blessing coming back your way, you got Chennedy Carter's been moved up to questionable. That's right. Chennedy Carter has been moved up to questionable, and now you're going to have an opportunity to take the court with a full squad that you could go out there and win the ball game. Now, when you look at doing something like that and understand the transition I'm asking for, Angel Reese, who has set the WNBA rebounding record, has done an outstanding job in that arena. Now, for the Chicago Sky to win, they need Angel Reese to flat out just play defense and score points. The point total must go up and be a contributor, because that's what the Las Vegas Aces have been able to overcome. Now, if you look at what's going on with the Aces, there's no doubt about it. I mean, they've been hit with the injury bug, and it's really not a beautiful thing. They just been kind of hit. You got Chelsea Gray went down with the injury that as it went through, as she just got transitioned and kicked right dead in there. And if you look at Chelsea Gray, she went down with a horrible fall. And that just really where she's going to be out of the ball game. And so that's kind of what's going on with Chelsea Gray. Looks like she's going to be down and not going to be in play. So that's going to be an advantage there for the Chicago Sky. Now, the Sky have got to take advantage of it, and they've got to be able to do better execution. They went down there, and if you looked at it in the last game, the Chicago Sky, as they held that together, and you look at the box score before, okay, there was some positive lights that came across the board. I mean, you had Unaware had 15 points. Okay, Reese had 11. Okay, we can get Reese up there to 17 to 22 points a game. Man, that's going to be a difference maker. Okay, Cardoso only had 8. If we can get Cardoso up to about 15. Now, you look at Allen played good basketball, was a +3. They all were pluses, 16 points, and Carter battled out, got you 25 points, was up to questionable. So you got a different roster that's going to take the floor, that's going to go in there and get it done. Now, let's get back to Kamilla Cardoso. Okay, that's a different story right there because she's got to play, and she's got to play at a really, really high level because she's seen it before, and this is nothing new. And this is a battle that's been going on. She wants victory, and here's why she wants the victory, because this is something that's gone on long enough. This is we're no longer the freshmen. We're no longer going to take a back seat. Okay, this one here is a battle, and Kamilla Cardoso wants the victory. She wants to win this game better and stronger than anybody else sitting there on the Chicago Sky. That's why it's staged for an upset. Now, to do that, you got to look at a couple things. Okay, you're getting back what you need. You're getting back what you need, Chennedy Carter, okay? So now you got Allen. Allen's got to tempo down and just stay in a row. Chennedy Carter could come back and play. She might not be in game shape. She's been out for a few days, okay? But the contributing minutes or the presence will be back in the building. That's an important factor for the Chicago Sky to go ahead and get the win. I'm really laying it out here. I think the Chicago Sky can upset the Las Vegas Aces. Now, when you get into doing something like that and you've been battling back and forth, there's no doubt about it. You've got somebody, you're talking about the same alma mater, okay, but the rules have got to change, okay? A'ja Wilson is a tremendous basketball player. Let's not get that. But this battle, you see David Becker there's got them both lined up. This battle has gone on long enough, and you're coming out of the Gamecocks. Let's just be honest about it. And when you get to the Gamecocks and you get the way they play, they're champions, right? So they've went on and done this battle long enough, too long if you ask me, for the Chicago Sky not to get on the winning edge. Now, we're out of the rookie ball. We're playing this one heads up. Okay, it's a game that's got to be a game. It's got to be played. Now, if you can tempo down and stay in the offense, the Chicago Sky can stay in the offense. And if you ask me, what do I mean by trying to get them to stay in the offense, folks? You hear Witherspoon talk about it. If we can know when to make the right pass and we can stay in the offense, I'll tell you something, folks. That's hard for the Chicago Sky to do because the Chicago Sky really want to do things their way. But if you look at the play right here, and I'll take you through it, and you'll see it. You can see on it where it's not making the right kick and not making the right pass, and that's what's giving up what you need to avoid. Now, I'll take you back to this, and you got to understand this is what Witherspoon is talking about, folks. She's talking about making the right play when you need to do so that can actually change what you do. Now, if you look at this and you see how they're coming back, and I want to really show it to you, okay, as you got on it where it's coming off, okay, and you got Allen's going to come off and get to the spot. You got Cardoso's in the corner. Now, look, as Unaware comes off of this, she's got to make this kick, and the kick is wide open, but she goes into the double team, and you got the guard Williams who's going to sneak it out of your pocket because that's what she does. But as you progress to this, if she makes the kick, you're in rotation, and you've got the defense. There's the kick, wide open shooter. Okay, you got Allen, you got Cardoso. Okay, so you got it wide open, but what do? We take it in there, we expose ourselves. Now the transition defense is not ready, and guess what? You got Williams pick the pocket. We got cookies. We're going to go the other way. That's what the Chicago Sky have got to eliminate, and that's what Coach Spoon is talking about, make the extra pass. You got to know if you have it or you don't, because when you force it in there, guess what's going to happen? You're not ready on the defensive end, and the steals are going to be able to be converted, and you're going to get turnovers that are going to convert to points. That can't happen tomorrow, okay, with the Las Vegas Aces and the Chicago Sky. Chicago Sky, if they stay within the system is designed for you to win, and they've got it laid out, but you got to stay within it and let it take you to where you got to go. And if you do that, you can get the victory. Now, let's go back. I'll tell you, the record breaking is over. What's needed now is for Angel Reese to get points. Okay, you need points out of that spot with Angel Reese, and it no longer can be sitting there going for 10-11. We got to push the pace. Now, I know Angel Reese can push the pace, and let me tell you why. Okay, you played for Kim Mulkey. Okay, and let me tell you about Kim Mulkey. One thing about LSU, okay, and I know this for a fact because there was times and tension, okay, with Angel Reese with Mulkey. There might have been a few times Mulkey had to say, you got to kick the stars out of the gym because you got to let them know that you're going to do this thing, but I'm going to push you to your pace to get the maximum out of you. Now, that's what Kim Mulkey did, and she stayed on Angel Reese every day. She protected Angel Reese more than I liked, and she developed to push her to have a championship attitude, and she made her play defense. Okay, I repeat, Mulkey required and made Angel Reese to play defense. Defense dictates offense, transition points. That's what you need out of Angel Reese, and that can take Angel Reese to another level in the game of basketball. This is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. I want to take you inside on this one because you know what? I believe, okay, the Chicago Sky, Kamilla Cardoso, okay, you got Chennedy Carter's up to questionable, can return. Okay, now you got Angel Reese that's sitting in there that's already broken the rebound record. Let's get back, join the team defense, and let's take this thing to another and close out the season. You've lost 6 straight. Okay, you don't want to get to 7, but here's the deal. You got the guards that got to play. They got to play, there's no doubt. And when you get into this, okay, you got to stop them from getting deep. Kelsey Plum will run it now. Okay, you got Chelsea Gray out, but you also got Jackie Young, and you don't want to get the Hayes, because if you get the Hayes, then you got problems, okay? Because if Hayes gets going, you got to shut that off. Now, with the guards at the I always want to say that, and that's a bad habit. I'll take care of it. With the guards at the Chicago Sky High, let's go back to this bench. You got Evans and DeShields, okay? They've got to come off this bench, and they got to do something special, okay? And when you get to those two, Evans, DeShields, and Jefferson, okay, Banham's questionable, but here's what you got with those 3. You got to play 94 feet of defense, okay? 94 feet, active hands, disrupt. Because here's what Kelsey, you got to look at Plum. Plum's going to dribble that thing about 100 times, okay? She's going to run you all around the court. So they're going to fall back in what the Aces used to do, and that's going to be kind of not on the film as much, okay, with not Chelsea Gray being in there. But Plum will run you ragged, okay? You got to step a foot on the baseline and stop her from going underneath the basket because she'll run around you while you're doing that. And Asia Wilson, I'll tell you what, here's the deal. Kamilla Cardoso had the blocks, okay, on Asia Wilson. Asia Wilson is a great player, okay? Asia Wilson is also bigger than everybody else, but not bigger than everybody else in this game. And all they're saying is if you could play her man-to-man or get a body in front of her, not try to go body to body, that's not the case. Make her shoot over the top, and you got Kamilla Cardoso coming around protecting the rim. Chicago Sky are staged to upset, okay, the Las Vegas Aces. It's going to depend on whether they stay in the defense and follow the plan, the game plan. The game plan is simple. You just got a 2-dribble pound. If you got it, it's great. If not, you kick the ball, and let's keep the offense moving. They want to play inside-out basketball. Inside-out basketball. So what does that mean? That means you're going to go down in the box. You're saying right now, we got Angel Reese, okay, in the box, sitting there, ready to go. Now, if you go inside-out basketball and you can get the ball over to Angel Reese, so let me tell you what else you could do. You got Kamilla Cardoso. You're going to be able to run that like they did in South Carolina. And this battle's going to go what it is, but you got Angel Wilson so you can go high-low. Okay, you can get them. Okay, you just got to want to know how to get them. And then when you get to it, you got old Chennedy Carter's ready to play basketball. Okay, it's been a minute. But she can do things that others can't do that the Chicago Sky need, and that makes a big difference in the game. When you play this game, you got to understand there's players who can play with the ball in their hands. That's what Chennedy Carter does, but she's a two-way. And for those of you who may not know what a two-way is, that means you can lock up on the defense and you take the toughest matchup you're going to get each and every night, every time she plays. And she plays it one way, and that's aggressive with the style. It goes all the way back to her bumping Caitlin but now that I've looked at her and seen her, she bumps everybody. Okay, it's just old veteran against veterans. That's what it is. So she won't back down for anybody on the Aces, and I don't think the Chicago Sky should back down either. Okay, there's new league, new sheriff, new players. Okay, and it's time to out with the old and in with the new. Okay, it's time for the Chicago Sky to end the losing streak. Okay, the players must take the ownership. Angel Reese, you're done with rebounds. Let's go get points. Okay, let's put points on the board and get the wins. Okay, this is the Money Mike City Kitty Radio podcast. We're powered up by Fanatics, and we'll always tell you it's my opinion. Okay, and if it turns the truth, I've given you the facts before it happens. I say the Chicago Sky upset the Las Vegas Aces. You know what? It always is about getting better and better to go higher and higher, and I think that's where they're going. It's a new day coming in Chicago. They're going to move forward, and it'll start out tomorrow. You know what? And at the end of the day, we got to make sure you play as hard as you can play. But you know what? They got the fan base to do it. All righty, so that's what we believe in. All things are possible to those who believe, and I believe the Chicago Sky will get the victory over the Las Vegas Aces. We'll see you soon.